everybody, this is Michael again. So I'm going to do some throwing with just my thumb and finger, and we'll get some tape. Brought some tape. So just going to do is just put some tape to hold the fingers down. So you just throw with those two fingers. So just going to take these three and we'll just tape these down. Put a couple wraps through there. Don't want to over strangulate. Put those down. Yeah. So we're just trying to talk about how tight of a grip how tight of a grip are you taking? So the most important part of the grip are these two fingers. These three fingers, just help hold the disc back into the palm. But when you hold these three fingers, they need to be relaxed. You don't want to take a death grip with all four fingers, because it really slows down your reaction time, to open them again. If you're taking your grip and you got all white knuckled underneath, and then when you're releasing the disc, you still got to get all those off. So if your hand's in a fist, it's harder to open than if it's just these two fingers. See, if I'm only tight with these two, see the other three fingers I can come off easily, and these are still holding. So that's kind of what you want to do. You want the disc, when you're holding the disc, as you come through, all these three fingers, you need them to pop off. So you don't need to overly strangulate the disc with those. So you want to get a good thumb pressure. I don't know if you can see all the flights. I'm shooting with a GoPro. I'm standing, 4 feet from it right now. So I can't get very far away. So I can't really show the angles, but it's more just the control. I think you should be able to see some of the throw. But anyway, so you just want to take your grip with those two fingers. There you go, nice straight flat throw. Yeah, it's only about a 15-mile-an-hour headwind today, so anyway, it's the same thing. Just these two fingers, no run up, just gonna pop them. Not too bad. So like I said, it's all about the rotation of the disc. So just don't over strangulate with these three, and the disc could come around, and when the disc comes around, you want these to pop off. But try to put a little more heat on this one. So we'll throw some mid-ranges. But anyway, so it's like I say, that is what you need to develop. And when it comes back around from a pull, elbow comes in, forearm snaps out, and these three fingers need to get off the disc so it rotates around. So one of the main, things with the back three fingers, it helps keep the disc on line Obviously, you know, you don't want to tape your fingers shut when you're playing. But just trying to show that the grip is here. But when you're playing, you want these three fingers, you know, will help stabilize the disc, you know, because they're just laying under the rim, so that does help stabilize it. That's a nice one. When you do pop these three fingers out and throw just with your thumb, you can feel the rotation more. You know, I've thrown, you know, when I'm learning, I just want to feel this. You know, a lot of times I'll just pull these three fingers out of the disc and just throw for a little bit. You know, just to get used to that. You know, that snap. So like I said, the whole throw, you know, as you come through, rotate around and just really get a good snap here. It's like I was saying before, you could be loose all the way up until where it pops. That's when it, you know, the tight comes in and then it hits. And you want to lock your hand in. Like when you take your grip, you know, you want it to stay where you put it. So if you, like we were talking about the wrist angle, you want to hold it firm enough that it stays there. Like don't hold your wrist so loose, you know, like if I want my wrist with that much angle on it, I need to hold it there. So you need to put enough tension in your wrist to hold it there. So don't let your hand come undone. So once you know, when you find your grip, you know, let's say you want, you know, it there, you need to lock it so it stays there. You need just enough tension to hold it there. You know, you don't want to throw from here, but then be so relaxed that, you know, your hand just comes right out of it. So you need to hold your wrist wherever you want your angle, and then it stays there. So on your reach back, this curve of the wrist stays there. So if I'm back here, you know, I'm holding that curve. You know, I don't reach back and let it come undone. So when you take your grip and you find out like what angle you want your wrist, and then you lock it. It needs to be locked in. Now when you do your reach back, you know, your wrist is locked on the angle that you want, and then you come through. But don't let the wrist on the reach back, you know, don't lose your wrist angle, you know. So it's very important to keep your wrist angle, you know, to what angle you want, you know, your release on. For me, I always do a pretty slight. I don't do a real big kick. You know, I'm usually kind of just off a little bit to there. I think my hand's fallen asleep. Couldn't really hold on to the disc because I don't have any blood in my fingers. So anyways, oh, there you go, get some blood there. So the purpose was just to show the importance of the grip with these two fingers. I mean, that's the whole grip. So when you take your disc and you get that in there, you want this and this just to be tight. It needs to be holding it on, but these three fingers don't need to be strangulating it. You know, you only strangulate with these two. Those can stay loose. And just kind of lightly pull it into the back. Make sure you lock that wrist. So when you come through, you know, it's in your angle. Remember, full shoulder turn. You know, if you have to, use your left arm. Get it up on top. Rotate. You know, get up here. And then when you come through, it's as fast as you can, you know, using the stomach muscles and the shoulders, torquing back down as fast as you can. But you have to practice, you know, super fast. And you'll lose your accuracy at first. You'll be going really fast and you're gonna lose your accuracy because you're not used to that speed. So as you keep throwing that harder speed, you'll start getting used to it, and then you'll dial everything back in again. You know, but if you're gonna try to boost your speed, you know, your accuracy is gonna go off for a little bit until you dial in your new speed that you wanna pull at. And then once you get that new speed, then you can restart pulling everything back in and dialing it back in once you've learned your new throw. Like I said, it really takes a lot of practice to learn to push the disc out over 400. You know, so anyways, I hope some of that helps. And we'll talk about, you know, flipping the discs in other videos, you know, to get more distance. So anyways, this is Michael out in Maui. Aloha.